everyone, and welcome back to the kitchen. Today is a beautiful November day, and I am going to make a simple yet delicious family favorite, cast iron chocolate chip cookie. I like to have all of my ingredients prepped and ready to go before I start, and I'm almost there. But I do need 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk, and for that, I need my egg separator. I have 12 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to brown 9 of those tablespoons. You could use the same cast iron pan that you used to make the cookie, but those are black, and I want to be able to see when my butter is turning brown, because if you cook it too long, it tastes terrible. I want to toast the butter, not burn the butter. I'm going to set my induction burner to medium. I don't want to use too high of a heat because this thing heats up quickly. And like I said, I do not want to burn the butter. Nine tablespoons of butter go into the pot. The recipe says to stir this constantly. I don't know if you really need to do that at this stage, but gives you something to do while the butter melts. The smell of melted butter just makes me want popcorn. This is melting pretty quickly. The butter is completely melted now, and it's just a matter of waiting for it to turn light brown. The foam will go away, and it should throw off a nutty aroma. How do you know when it's done? You just, I don't know. It's not done yet. It's got to turn a little bit brown. I see how most of the foam has gone away now. It's starting to turn brown. Won't be long now. Ooh, it looks like a second stage of foam. Oh yeah, we're almost there. Well, the foam's still there, but I'm going to call this done. I'm going to transfer my browned butter to a bowl. And I probably browned it a little more than I should have. I don't know if it's supposed to be chunky, but I tasted it and it'll be fine. And now I'm going to take the remainder of the butter and put this in here to melt. Use the knife for that. I have 9 tablespoons of brown butter and then 3 tablespoons of unaltered butter that I'm melting together now. To make this process go faster, I probably could have cut the remaining 3 tablespoons of butter into smaller cubes or whatever. But we're almost there. To my butter mixture, I'm going to add 3/4 cups of dark brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar if that's what you have. I have done this with both. A 1/2 cup of white sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, more or less, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk this together until it's smooth. I need to add the 1 egg plus 1 yolk to this mixture, but before I do, I want to combine it so that the color is more or less homogeneous. Whisk these together. This part is a little tedious, but it doesn't last that long. I now let this sit for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to whisk it let it sit for 3 minutes, whisk it again, let it sit for 3 minutes, and then whisk it again. So it's just, I think this is just to make sure everything is like your sugars are melted and the butter has cooled down. I don't know why that's what it said to do. 3 minutes on the timer. Enjoy some coffee while you're waiting. I made a mistake, but I caught it in time. It wasn't supposed to be a half a teaspoon of salt. It is 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm adding the remaining half a teaspoon now. Now I'll give it another whisk. Would you have noticed the missing half teaspoon? I think so. I think you would have. So I'm glad I caught that. That has been well incorporated, and we still have another 6 minutes for the salt to integrate with the mixture. So we'll see you in another 3 minutes. I should have mentioned that before I started any of this, I set the oven to 375 degrees. It's ready to go, but if you haven't done the preheating yet, go ahead and do it now. And probably by the time this is all assembled, your oven will be ready to whisk for 30 seconds. I'm not timing this or counting. I'm just whisking until it feels right. Making sure I get up all the edges of the bowl. And we will let this rest for another 3 minutes. We'll give this one final whisking. It almost looks like a maple frosting. For this recipe, I need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda from the world's largest bag. I'm going to whisk the baking soda with the flour just to make sure it's evenly distributed. Now we're going to combine the contents of these bowls and add the 1 cup of chocolate chips. The recipe says to work the flour into the dough, but don't overwork it. And I think we're about there. 1 cup of milk chocolate chips. It doesn't say to do this, but I'm going to use this potato masher to get the chocolate chips into the dough. It just seems like it would be easier. And then I'll also use this later when I'm putting the dough into the cast iron pan. Seems to work well enough, but this is a step I'm just inventing. You don't have to do this. Add the chocolate chips in whatever manner you see fit. I'm going to transfer the cookie dough into the 12-inch cast iron skillet. If you have used this to melt your butter, the recipe says to wipe the pan out with a paper towel before adding the cookie dough. I don't know why, but that's what it said to do. The recipe says to use your spatula to spread the dough into the pan, but this is a really thick dough, so I think this potato masher is going to be easier. And it's also giving an interesting texture to the top of the cookie here. I don't know what it will look like when it's done baking, but I think it'll be very nice. The dough looks evenly distributed to me. I'm going to pop this pan into the 375 degree oven for 10 minutes. After the first 10 minutes, you want to rotate the cast iron pan 180 degrees so we have even baking front and back. And then you should bake it for another approximately 10 minutes until the cookie is golden brown and the edges are set. I let the second bake run for the full 10 minutes. It looks good, everything looks set, and now comes the hardest step. I have to let it cool down for 30 minutes or more. I'll see you in 30 minutes or more. It has been about 2 hours since I took the cast iron pan chocolate chip cookie out of the oven. The pan is completely cool now. We are ready to slice into this and see what we have. I'm not really worried. This recipe always works. If you were concerned that the cookie would stick to the pan, there was nothing to worry about. This just pops right out. I know you want to try this recipe. Just look how delicious this appears. And if you were worried that 1 cup of chocolate chips wouldn't be enough, I think we'll be fine. Taste test. This recipe just works. That brown butter plus the dark brown sugar combined to make this fantastic. It's just almost caramely. It is delicious. You definitely want to try this at home, and you can because the recipe will be in the description. It is easy to do. It doesn't take much time. You will love it. Thanks for stopping by.